Welcome back to the Summer Throwback Series. Throughout the summer, we're revisiting some of the most impactful episodes from The Routine Advantage to help you build your 5 foundational routines. By the end of the summer, you'll have the simple systems and structure you need to feel more organized, reduce the daily stress, and create more time for what matters most. In today's throwback episode, we're focusing on the fourth of the 5 foundational routines, and that is your movement routine. Instead of chasing motivation or starting over every Monday, you'll learn how to build a realistic fitness routine that fits your lifestyle and helps you stay consistent for the long term. By creating a movement routine you actually enjoy, you'll develop sustainable habits that keep you moving forward without the all or nothing mindset. If you're ready to make exercise feel like a natural part of your life, this episode is going to help you build a routine that you can stick with. We are getting right back to it. We actually just spent a week in Tennessee for my brother-in-law's 40th birthday. And let me tell you, it was so nice to be able to just go down and hang out with them. We ended up working down there since we both work remotely, which turned out really nice. It was definitely a benefit to be able to do that, but it was so good just spending time with them and hanging out. One of the things that my sister and I were doing was setting up her routines. So we were able to create a meal planning routine for her, her daily home routine, all the things. And it was so much fun to be able to see how it can work with other people and just all of the things that she had to say and what she really enjoyed about the changes. So I'm really excited to see how that goes for her. But I loved being able to spend time with them. And on our way home, we actually planned our menu for the week ahead so that we would be ready to go when we got home. It was a 16-hour drive one way. That's a lot of it's a lot of driving. But we got home late on Friday, and then the next morning we were right back at trying to get our things done. We had done the home routine before we even left. So that worked really well to be able to just come home to a clean house. Laundry was all caught up already. And then we had our menu already created by the time we got home. So I actually used Instacart for the very first time because after that long drive, I was like, the last thing I want to do is go grocery shopping right away on a busy Saturday. So I used Instacart to have our groceries delivered, which was super handy. And I was able to get all of our stuff prepped. So we did the recipes and the ingredient prepping that we could. So we are set to go for the week. And I am so excited for tomorrow. I'm recording this on Sunday, and I am really excited for Monday morning when I get to start my morning routine again, because that is one thing, as great as it was to see them, that is one thing I really missed, was the usual morning routine with all of the things that I typically do. And my goodness, it's going to feel good to get back to it. So this week we are talking about movement and making that time to exercise. And I think this is something that we usually all have that desire to exercise and to want to be healthy. But for a lot of us, it's really difficult. And when our lives are so busy, it's really hard to make the time to exercise. So this week we're going to walk through why you want to make the time for a movement routine, what that routine might look like, and how to build a routine that works for you, and how to maintain it for consistency for your health. So let's get to it. Are you ready to stop the chaos, the stress, the overwhelm that's filling your life? I'm Renee Matt, and together you and I are going to build simple routines that are going to change your life. When you put these habits into practice, you're going to be able to organize your life in a way where you can be there for your family, pay off your debt, save money, your house can stay organized, you don't have to stress about what's for dinner, and you still get time for yourself. So without further ado, let's get started. Welcome to the Routine Advantage podcast. Before we actually start building the routine and talking about a movement routine, I actually want to share with you some data in regards to exercise. So I was looking up some statistics and I found an article from the Mayo Clinic, and these are
5 of the benefits of regular exercise according to the Mayo Clinic. Number 1, controls weight. Number 2, combats health conditions and diseases. 3, improves mood. 4, boosts energy. And 5, promotes better sleep. Now, I don't know about you, but I would say those are some pretty darn good reasons to want to keep up with daily exercise. And for me, I know that I do my best and I stay on task with my movement routine when I have my exercise scheduled or time blocked within my day so that I know in advance when I'm working out and what I'm going to be doing in my workout. So I used to work out during my morning routine. I am a morning person, so this actually worked really well for me. I am a huge advocate for home workouts. I actually love home workouts. And I'm also an advocate for choosing the type of exercise that you enjoy and makes you feel good so that you want to keep doing it. There's nothing worse than having a type of workout that you dread doing every single time because then you never want to do it, right? So you want to find something that you really enjoy. Like I said, I used to do mine in the morning, and after doing these different routines with Tony and adjusting my time blocks during the day, we actually worked it out so that we go to the gym together. And so we have a set schedule that is the same every week. And then if something adjusts during our week, then we can just adjust it ahead of time. So every week we're looking ahead at the plans in place or at our schedule, and then we adjust as we need to. So you're going to have to find what works best for you, but that is something that we have been doing and it works really well for us. So to start implementing your movement routine, we want to first determine what type of movement you want to do. And so I want you to grab a sheet of paper and a pen if you can. And if you can't, then you can come back to this and do it when you have time. But I want you to write a list of your favorite types of movement. This could be anything from an outdoor walk, a hike, a home workout, using the treadmill, elliptical, maybe it's biking, maybe it's free weights, Pilates, or cables at the gym. Like you can do all these different options. What do you enjoy most? And just write them in a list and get them all out onto the paper. And then I want you to choose how many days a week you're committed to doing one of these types of workouts. Now, this would be like your full workout. So maybe it is a 30 or a 60-minute workout and you want to do Pilates at home 1 day a week, and then you want to go to the gym to use the treadmill 2 days a week. So you can adjust, but what are you committing to at this moment of your life? It doesn't have to be this way forever. You just want to get a routine in place that you can commit to and do consistently over time. And next, I want you to decide the time of day. So what works best with your schedule? Maybe it's 7 a.m. on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, but then you know that some Fridays you're going to have to adjust and do it over lunch instead because your schedule is a little different. So you want to have a plan, but just remember that you can adjust it as you go each week. If you're planning your menu at the beginning of the week, so say you're planning your menu on Sunday, you're already looking at your calendar. So this might be a good time to also schedule in the times that you're going to be doing your workout, so then you can plan easier meals for those days since you have a workout to get in as well. So that's just something to keep in mind as you are planning in your movement and your meal planning routine. Finally, you want to choose your default movement. And what this means is this is something you are able to do every day, especially on the days you're not doing your full workout. So this is getting something in daily for your health. For me, I know that my default movement is a walk outside. We have a dog. He is a treeing walker coonhound, so he needs a lot of walks. So I know it works really well for us, and whether or not I'm going to be going to the gym, I know that I'm going to be getting outside for a 30-minute walk every day, no matter what, to get him outside. It occasionally adjusts, but this is typically at the end of my morning routine when I get this in. So that is my plan is to get it in during my morning routine, at the close of my morning routine, and then I know that that is done for the day. And if I need to adjust it, I can move it to a different time of the day, but typically I am the morning walk. And if you want walking to be part of your default movement, then maybe make it part of your morning routine too. So maybe it is at the end or the beginning of your morning routine. Maybe it's over your lunch, or maybe it's even starting evening walks after dinner as a family. Talk to your family about it. Choose what works best for you guys. Over time, you will start to crave that movement. Even if it's hard now, it will get easier and you are going to start craving it. You'll start noticing the things from that article I mentioned earlier. You're going to start noticing better control over your weight. You'll start to feel better. You'll be in a better mood. You'll have more energy and you will start sleeping better. Now, if you're listening to this and you're thinking, this sounds great, but I still don't have the time, I want to challenge you with something. I want you to open up your phone, go to your settings, and find your screen time. And get really, really honest with yourself here and look at that number. Is that number how much time you want to be spending on your phone? If you are like most people, that number is a lot higher than you think it is, or it's a lot higher than you wish it was. We spend so much time on our phones and we are missing out on life and we are ruining our health. We are just on our phones way too much. And one of the things that I have been working on in the last few months is actually staying off of social media for the majority of the time and being really intentional when I do go on social media. It's really nice when I go and check my screen time. And I've been noticing that the last several weeks, it keeps showing it's 21% down from the week before. And then it's 10% down from that week. And then it's 18% down from that week. And each week I notice my screen time is lower and lower and lower and lower. And it feels so good because I am not on my phone nearly as much as I used to be, and I am noticing how much better I feel when I don't have my phone near me and I'm not scrolling. I'm on my phone way less, and I start to notice that when I'm picking it up, I'm actually more intentional about why I'm picking it up. And I notice when I'm picking it up just because I'm bored. And it's a lot easier to put it down when I know that I'm just picking it up because I'm bored. So I want you to look at that number, and I'm going to bring you some more stats because we're bringing in some data into this episode. And so I looked up the statistics for screen time. And according to explodingtopics.com, people are spending an average of 3 hours and 15 minutes on their phones every day. 1 in 5 smartphone users spends upwards of 4.5 hours on average on their phones every day. They also shared that people are checking their phones an average of 58 times each day. So if you are in the average of over 3 hours a day, there is no excuse. I'm sorry, I love you. But there's no excuse not to be able to prioritize a 20-minute workout. And I'm telling myself this as well because I need to be reminded of this as well. But you have to decide that movement is worth it, that your health is worth it. And you need to have a plan so you know exactly what to do and when you're going to do it so that you stay consistent. So to help with this, we do have a few tips to help start your movement routine that hopefully you will find useful. So number 1, find an exercise or a workout that you really enjoy or one that makes you feel really good. 2, schedule it. Write it down, put it on your calendar, create that plan. Not only the time that you're working out, but also write down the type of workout you're going to be doing too. Number 3, if it's a workout like a treadmill or an elliptical, something that you can watch or listen to something, find a streaming show or a podcast that you really enjoy and only let yourself watch or listen to it when you're working out so that you're excited for the next workout. Number 4, do your movement right away in the morning if you struggle with motivation or time in the evenings. That way you can combine it with your morning routine and you get 2 routines done right at once, right away in the morning. Number 5, find an accountability buddy. You can either work out together, or if you aren't nearby or your schedules don't align, just make a point to check in with each other so that you both help each other stay committed to your plans. Number 6, start small. If you have not been consistent with exercise, it's going to be really hard to go full steam on a movement routine. Little story here. I signed up for a personal trainer a few months back, and I wanted to do a few rounds of sessions to just really get into the habit of implementing our movement routine consistently so that we could also go to the gym. So I'm going to the gym full time now with my husband, but I did do a couple of rounds with the personal trainer. And when I first went in and did my consultation with her, we were going over my history of a movement routine. And it was pretty hard to tell her what my habits were because I have always struggled with staying consistent. And she told me that it was going to be really hard to stay consistent because I have made a habit out of quitting. And it was like a gut punch. I was like, oh, crap. That's true. It is true. I have made a habit of quitting and restarting and quitting and restarting and quitting and restarting because I have not prioritized my health in the past the way that I have been able to do now. But I'm getting to the point too where I have to do this. And now I have been very consistent about daily walks for 3 years now, since we got our dog. And I cannot imagine not having that in my life. So I know how much better I feel. And I want you to feel that same way too. And if you need to start small, start small. So if it's maybe a short 10-minute walk every morning to just get outside and get fresh air before you start your day, start with just a 10-minute walk and do that consistently and see how you feel. And then add maybe one workout once a week. Get consistent with that and just keep building from there so that you don't quit on yourself like I was for so many years. Part of the benefit of implementing these 5 routines over time is helping you get so organized and energized and reduce the stress and the overwhelm of trying to get everything done. And by doing this movement routine, you're going to feel better and feel more energized so that you can get these routines done that I'm sharing with you quickly and efficiently so that you do feel like you have way more time in your day to do the things that you truly love. So we have now covered the basics of 4 routines. The morning routine in episodes 2 and 3, the meal planning routine in episode 4, the daily 7 home routine in episode 5, and then this episode, episode 6, was the movement routine. So our next episode is going to be our 5th routine, and it sounds scary, but it is a true game changer for absolutely everyone, and that is our budget routine. So whether you are trying to get out of debt, trying to save for your future, or simply trying to stop stressing about how you're going to pay for groceries next week, you're going to want to tune into this episode because this is one of my absolute favorite routines, and I do not know where we would be without it. So I hope you tune in next week for the budget routine, and thanks for listening, and I will see you next week. Did you love that episode or learn something useful? If so, would you do me a huge favor? My goal is to grow this podcast and help as many women as I can break free from the overwhelm so they can truly enjoy their life. The best way for me to do this is for you to leave a 5-star written review on your podcast app and to share this episode with a friend or in your Instagram stories. I appreciate you being here. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you on the next episode. Take care.